All right, to all my people who still watch wrestling, I don't even want to call this another episode. I feel like this is a special
The
episode.
family reunion right here, baby.
Right,
The
yes,
family reunion right here.
right.
Shit.
Yes, sir. This is Yes, We Still Watch Wrestling. I'm Steve Dent. We got Shaq and Knowledge in the Raw Tribal Chief, Solar Support.
Love you, Mama Shango.
We got Chili, and yes, we do have our NSU sister in the house, Mama Shango, a former PWI top 500 wrestler. Ariel,
Yeah.
what it do? What's good,
Yeah,
sis?
yeah, respect my name, boy.
What's good? What's good? So, look, we're gonna jump right into it, man. This is once again, this is our sister from the greatest university in all the land, Norfolk State University. Behold,
I see my
see, I
live.
got my, I got,
I see my
I got my
live
hoodie
on
on.
there.
I got my
I
hoodie
love that
on.
new saying. That new saying they be saying on the internet now, the golden standard. Like, yo, that's deep.
Okay.
I like that.
We are the
Yes.
golden standard.
The golden standard. I agree.
I like that. I like that. So look, we don't waste no time. We're gonna get right into it. So all right, we're gonna ask you a couple questions since you actually did this thing that we fandom about that we actually been watching since we was little kids. We're gonna ask you some questions.
We ain't got the balls to do.
Right.
I ain't taking no damn balls.
It's in
I'm good.
But in general, before we get to that, in general, do you have a single moment that you remember when you officially became locked into wrestling, like when you officially became like a real fan?
Okay, 1 second. So my internet keeps jumping in and out. So if I need to repeat the question, I'll just ask it again.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We can edit stuff out. It's
Okay.
cool.
All right, say it again.
So do you have a moment when you officially became a wrestling fan? Like, what was that moment that actually locked you into wrestling, like made you a fan for life?
Yeah, was it that Survivor Series? Okay, so I hated wrestling growing up because my daddy watched it every Monday, Saturday, Friday. He even recorded and watched it all week. Like, I hated it. I hated Ric Flair hollering at the mic. I just couldn't stand it. But then there was like a few wrestlers that would catch my eye, and I would like to see them every time they come on the camera. So Ricky Steamboat, he's still like my favorite wrestler of all time. So there was Ricky Steamboat when he was a dragon. And then the moment that really just like, okay, the first storyline that caught my attention and I had to watch it all the way through and see what happens at the end was Undertaker versus Undertaker. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Willie, didn't you get that shirt when we was at SummerSlam?
No, it was the Taker Hart, Bret Hart shirt.
The heart and soul.
Yeah, the Heart and Soul joint. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was Taker versus Taker that got you locked in.
Was that 94?
I think it was
Yep.
93. It was 93 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Who was the fake Taker? Wasn't he?
Wasn't it Brian Adams? Wasn't it Crush?
Yeah, that's what it was.
It was Crush.
Yeah.
It was Crush. It was.
Keep telling y'all, my wrestling knowledge is vast.
I forgot
Anytime
who
you
it
like,
was.
Let me know.
That's what's up. Shaq, you go ahead.
Mama Shango, what's going on with you, man?
What's up, Jack?
Man, just a quick question for you, right? As Dad and Willie previously stated, you did something that we did not have the balls to do, even though we always talked about it. We, as little kids, we pretended to be wrestlers, doing all the moves. But I want to know, what was the moment for you to say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and join a wrestling school?
All right, truthfully. So
Yeah.
I work for Amazon. I do multimedia work for Amazon, and they moved me to the headquarters in Seattle. And I ain't had nothing to do except for workout. And I would go to this gym and take boxing classes. They had like all these different combat classes from kickboxing, boxing, and yeah, everything. And so right after boxing class was always a wrestling class. And one day they let me sit there. I was like, I just want to watch. And they let me sit and watch them train and stuff. I'm like, dang, I want to try this. And so, like the following week, I came just this prior class, and I saw that everything except bumping, and they was like, you're the first person who came in on first day was able to bump. And I was like, yo, I'm going to stick with this. And the more I practiced this, I was like, dang, now I really want to match now. Because the school I was training at, they also had a promotion that would have events there every other week at the same place. So a lot of the students would volunteer the promotion. We would help with setting up the ring, breaking down, running the event, taking tickets, all that stuff. The longer I trained, the more I at least want one match, and then that one match turned into like a nice little career going up.
That's what's up. Willie, you got a question, bro? Or I can hear.
Yeah. So obviously, as a PWI 500 wrestler, that is an accomplishment in itself. I'm
Yeah.
just curious enough to like when you realize you were on that list. Like, one, what was your thoughts? Like, did you call your mama? Like, I made it. I don't know. Like, what were those feelings like?
When I saw that list, it was lockdown, and I was very pregnant. And so when I saw, I just cried. I was horrible. Like, yes, I cried, and I told everybody I knew. I started, sharing pictures everywhere. Because really, I was green as green can be. Green is pretty much like a Neo.
Yeah.
And yeah,
We
so
understand that.
Yeah.
pretty much, yes. Yeah, kind of my ring work was very basic. I tried to stick with the basic stuff and just work on my character. So I was really surprised that I was even on the list. Like, and all the other names that you would see on the list. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
get-
we
we
can
get-
hear you.
We can hear
We
you.
can hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Evidence.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So yeah, I was surprised that my name was on the list with all those other names, like, Strickland, I remember seeing, who else? Pretty much everybody. And
Who's
just
who?
going,
Yeah, in wrestling,
yeah,
basically.
Right.
pretty much. I think Naomi was like the top person at the time. She had the belt, so she was even in like the top 5. I'm like, yo, I don't care what number I am. I'm on this list with all these big people.
Yeah. Word.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, who is? Because I remember me and you talking on the side, and you was like, at one point, a lot of the NXT roster, you had wrestled or either, known as far as being in the company with them and stuff like that. Who is
Mhm.
the person that you watch on TV right now, that you was with at one point that you're the most happy to see successful?
Definitely say Strickland. I
Okay.
don't even, yeah, I hated when he was on NXT and they changed his name. I can't even tell you what that name was. Let me see who else. The person that Soo Young, even though she was already big time, she would always come to our promotion. That was my homie right there. So anytime I see her on
Okay.
TV, AEW, that referee, the female ref that everybody kind of
Aubrey.
Yeah, Aubrey.
She
Yeah.
trained me as a referee. I was repping before I started having matches. And so it was
That's dope.
cool to see her on AEW. Like when she wasn't even into wrestling. She didn't know nothing about wrestling. She just so happened to show up one day, and then her husband started coming to the same training school. Then she was like, I'll try. And she got into refereeing, and next thing you know, she's taking over the whole Pacific Northwest. Everybody wanted her to come ref their show. Crazy. Then she did that first women's tournament on NXT.
Yeah.
That
Yep.
was like the first big thing
Mae
that
Young
she
Classic.
did, and next thing you know, she was at AEW. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so
Okay,
it's
that's-
and her, yeah, and then they go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead. Continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then AEW, like almost every other week, they pull somebody from Pacific Northwest, whether it's doing just whether it's just a dark match or even just I'm sorry, what is it called?
You talking
Can't think of the
about
name.
And
you
yeah,
talking
any
about
of the
you talking about
Dynamite.
AEW 0 Hour or something like that?
Yeah.
AEW Dark Elevation, all their
Elevation, Zero.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the Pacific Northwest, two of AEW's biggest stars are Darby and
Got my dog
Swerve.
Darby.
Yeah, like that's
Darby.
their home turf. Yeah.
Darby, he's wrestled at the promotion a lot of times, and then we had a neighboring promotion that's in Seattle too. That was called I can't think of the name of it. Defy Wrestling. Darby
yeah,
was
Defy,
there.
yep,
He
yep.
was there every week. Him, Shane Strickland. That's how I got get to know Shane Strickland. Let me see. Shane Strickland fought Cody Rhodes there. He fought.
When she says Shane Strickland people, she means Swerve.
Yeah,
she means Swerve.
Yeah,
and this shit.
sorry.
So
She
they-
real. She called. His mama. This my name.
Mama calls him Shane.
It's crazy. So he got a nice theme music now, but when he was there, when he was on the independent circuit, he would come out to Shaka Khan, "Can't nobody," and then like the whole crowd just eat pure salt and just rock it to it for real. And they would play the whole song because he just been smooth and, been Shane Strickland. And yeah, that man, he was running.
That's what's up.
Ariel, let me ask
Hey,
you this before
can y'all hear me?
that you jump back in there. Let me ask you
All
this.
right.
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So Ariel, this is my last question, Dan.
You good? You good?
And this is why, like, I fucks with your heart, Ariel, as your name, your wrestling name means a lot to me. It's like for Shango. It's like, how'd you come up with that? Because I was a Papa Shango fan as a kid growing up. You know what I mean? Like, how did that come about? Like, because I've seen some of your matches, I've seen the voodoo, I love the character. Like, how did that come about? Like, how'd you pull that one out of the pocket?
So I think some of the best gimmicks in the business are kind of, the dark, just crazy gimmicks, whether it's Undertaker or even Papa Shango, and then I was kind of like really into the New Orleans history, basically. Like, I'm just obsessed with it, basically, pretty much. I always wanted to like just kind of I tried to combine the two. Yeah, let me see. I'm sorry, hold on. Okay, pause.
You good?
Yeah. So I was trying to come up with ways to combine the two, and then at the promotion I was fighting, that was called 3-2-1 Battle, and pretty much they called themselves the Weird Wrestling Promotion, and we were the Seattle underground promotion. Everybody was into grunge music, and they were weird, and so I was trying to come up with something weird that the crowd would love, and I just thought Mama Shango would be just the perfect character for it, and they just took it in. As soon as I came out, they already knew me, Ariel, as the referee and the kid helping around with, setting up the ring and all that stuff and taking tickets. But when I came out from the music playing, they just started going crazy. I'm like, yo, I'm over already.
That's what's up. So, this probably gonna be my last question too. But what's the toughest part about actually wrestling that people just don't understand? Like, what's the toughest part about it that people really don't understand unless you're in it, unless you're actually doing it?
Being fit for the ring is on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Different. You got me built different than the ropes.
Yes. And for me, even just me in general, any sport, even when I'm just running, I have to remember to breathe. And I could that. So in a match, I'm just already out of breath. Like when my music is playing, matter of fact, my debut. If you check it out, you see me coming down the little aisle, getting to the ring. My music cuts off. I'm going to die. I'm going to. Yes. So yeah, being fit for the ring is just a whole nother level. And then also, of course, learning ring psychology and pretty much trying to sell to the crowd. Yeah, that's why when Shaq was talking about, the heels being tweeners, I'm like, well, heels are tweener, then you're not doing his job. That's what I was thinking the whole
Yeah.
time. I don't think Roman was a tweener.
He wasn't. Thank you.
He
He
wasn't.
wasn't.
He was not a tweener.
Shaq talking about he was a tweener. He wasn't
Nah,
a tweener.
Roman on a
The
tweener.
crowd cheers him.
The crowd never cheered him. You got to find.
If you wanna argue a tweener, look at Kurt Angle when he was a heel, maybe. But even then, like they was, you saw they still cheering him on. He could do, he was talking crazy to Booker and his wife.
Yeah.
We was still loving that man, like out there when he walked.
They never cheered Roman. They booed that man.
Well, I never did.
Exactly. So no, he wasn't a tweener. But go ahead, all right. But not my bad. Shaq, my bad. It was on you.
So this will be my last question for you, Harry. What is your favorite match all time? Let's see how deep your wrestling bag goes. What's your favorite match of
Favorite match of all time?
I
think I do too, judging by what she said earlier.
Yeah.
Ricky Steamboat versus Macho Man, WrestleMania.
My girl.
Yeah.
My girl. That's like the staple. Yeah.
Once you drop Ricky, I says, you're not saying that right
there. So before Taker and Shawn at Mania, that was my favorite.
I say I studied Ricky Steamboat's arm drag to the T. He has the prettiest arm drag I've ever seen in my life. And so I
Very true.
try. I can't pick up my whole body like he do and brace somebody over his body, but mine was still pretty. Everybody was like, "You got a nice little arms there." I'm like, "No, thank Ricky." Oh man, let me see who else. Sasha Bates and Bailey, NXT Iron Woman match.
See,
That match made me cry. Yes. That. What else? What else? God digging my bad for the other one. No, can't think of Survivor Series. Team Cena versus Team Seth Rollins.
The joint when Sting made his debut.
Yeah,
That's people don't talk about that match enough. That match was actually a classic, and then
yeah.
they buried Dolph right after.
Right after.
Right?
All of them got
wait.
buried after.
They said, "Oh, you had your moment. We built you up. It's how to
getting
put you
over.
back. It's how to
So
bring
he
you back
getting
down.
over. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's how to bring
You
you
already
back
know
down."
Vince here, WCW. So yeah, these niggas is cooked.
Right?
Where Triple H at, man? Come on, do your job, buddy. Go ahead.
That man.
You know what time it is, man.
When was the last
Get
time
the
you took a
shovels.
bump?
Huh?
When was the last time you took a bump?
I took a what?
A
A
bump?
bump.
When was the last time you took a bump?
January 2000.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I do got one last question though. This is a debate that the three of us have all the time. Two of us is on the same side, and then you always have the one outsider. But so for us, we have the same 1 and 2, but our 1 and 2 is a little different. So we're gonna ask you right now. Between the three of us, we all agree that either Taker or Shawn Michaels is the GOAT. All right. So who do you have? Taker, not necessarily the GOAT, because you said Ricky Steamboat earlier, but who do you think is who would you rank higher on the list, Taker or Shawn Michaels?
Taker.
Thank you. Thank you,
Smart woman right there.
Thank you.
Hey, cue that
Thank
round
you.
of applause, man, in
Right,
the sound effects, man.
right.
Yeah,
I got to. I'm definitely adding
Yeah.
that. They
That's
got
a good woman, LeBron. That's a good woman, LeBron.
right. Me and Willie, we have had this debate since 2008. Me and Willie have Taker as a GOAT. Shaq has Sean. He has HBK. So we're gonna one day we're gonna have that debate on this show. We actually gonna have that debate. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna finalize this first once and for all. Shawn Michaels versus Taker, man, for sure. All right, so let's jump into one of the topics, man. So I wrote when I sent y'all what we was gonna talk about. I wrote on one of them that we was gonna talk about the state of the women's division in the right now. So if you go top to bottom, women's roster versus men's roster right now, right? You could make the argument that the women's roster is better than the men's right now. I'm not saying that's definite, but it could be an argument made. If you go from top to bottom, it could be the argument made that the women's roster is better than the men's in WWE right now as far as overall talent. However, we're in a season right now where it's about the money. WrestleMania coming up, you got to sell tickets, especially WrestleMania is getting bigger and bigger now. So you got to sell tickets. Well, we know how the stars align with the men, but we starting to see stuff kind of shape out for the future for the women, right? So you had Liv Morgan, for example, who pretty much was a champ since Crown Jewel last year when she beat Becky. And then she just lost at the debut of Raw on Netflix. You had Nia Jax, who had a substantial run from SummerSlam until, when did she lose? Oh, she lost on SmackDown. The SmackDown before the Raw on Netflix debut to Tiffany Stratton. So you kind of seeing who they lining up as far as who they got at the top, but who their stars are, who they want to prioritize and things like that. And it works out a little different for the women because people we think deserve it may not get the shot. So long story short, what I'm asking you guys is right now, what do y'all think the current state from now moving forward is for the women's division? Is there an upside, or is it a situation where we got a lot of talent, but the B is not going to know what to do with it? And anybody can go first. It don't matter.
I'll go first because my thoughts were running as you were posing the question and prefacing it. I think so. The women's roster is in a great spot, but then again, part of it I feel like is like, I don't know, because they don't have, other than Rhea, who else are their top women stars? Seriously. Like, Rhea sits alone right now until Becky and Charlotte come back. like their ticket sellers. You know, like, and I hate to say, I love Bailey, I love Naomi, I love everyone else. I love the mid card women as well. I think their mid card is in amazing shape, like more than their women's championship. Yeah, the main event category right now. So I'm like, because they're in this place where I feel like previously, before Hunter took over, they would just rely on Becky, Charlotte, pin it on their backs, and just hope for the best and throw in somebody here and there. Now I feel like they're about to do the same thing. I really, for coming up in the Mania in Vegas, I think they're about to do the same thing because they already picked the Charlotte promo out, video out about her coming back. There's already been rumors about Becky coming back, and then it's like who else is there to carry it into Mania? Who's Rhea facing? You know what I mean? Who's Tiffany Stratton facing? She's gonna have the belt until Mania. Can she maintain that momentum until Mania? And those are serious questions, I think, that they need to sort out with their stories. Nia's left Tiffany to go to a Raw now. You know, she's beefing with Rhea, so you can see like that's going to be the next thing going there. Bailey is messing around with Roxanne. You're trying to do something with Roxanne to legitimize her even more. So it's like I love where they're going with it, but I don't think there's any clear cut direction.
I would throw Bianca in there as far as with Rhea. And the reason why I would throw Bianca in there, because number one, they was on the cover of W2K24 together. And then two, Bianca is in more commercials than Rhea is. Like when you have the W
She
commercial.
Is more palatable. Bianca's more palatable market.
So as far and like as far as like her being marketable, as far as the commercials she's in, the ads she's in, do you remember
look how they're treating her, though? Look how they're treating her on TV, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
You remember that? Y'all remember that promo Roman did with Drew during the pandemic? The first time they fought during the pandemic, and Roman was like, he made that punchline joke to Drew and was like, Drew does all the stuff that he don't feel like doing. So like when they call for the television appearances and stuff like that, I feel like that's Bianca right now. Like the stuff that Rhea can't do, they having Bianca do. And then I think the last reason why I put Bianca in there, I think remember, I've been saying for years up here to y'all that it's a shame with all the women that they have that the only time women get singles matches if it's for a title. So you got two titles, they get one-on-one matches, and then the rest of them you just throw in like a six-man tag. I think Bianca's going to break that. I think if the rumors are true that we might get Bianca versus Jade at WrestleMania 41, then they're going to be the first females to do that. To have a one-on-one match with a major feud with no title on the line. Like, so they gave them one-on-one platform. They might be the first to do that, and they're giving Bianca pretty much that job to pretty much help Jade along with the match. So, but I see what you're saying though. Like as far as like it's pretty much like that 1 and 2 scenario where I was talking about with Drew and Roman. So, but Shaka, Ari, y'all go ahead. What y'all think?
I kind of agree with Willie. What Willie was saying about I feel the mid card is in a better place. The mid card and NXT is in a better place than the main event scene on Raw and SmackDown. I feel as though like you got your aces in the hole, like you said, what Willie said, the ones you always go to, the ones that are gonna draw, the ones that are gonna put on good matches. But what are we gonna do when those people phase out or don't want to do this anymore? You see what I'm saying? Because Becky's been contemplating doing TV and books and movies and stuff like that. So what happens when one of those want to move on? Are we gonna wait every 3 years for them to come back and pop up around Mania season? Or are we going to start building our stars from now? Like I said, I think NXT is in a better place because of, Pop Rocks, because of Julia. I feel they're in a much better place. But the matches that the women we name now in the upper echelon can always put on good matches. I just want to see them, build up. They started with Tiffany, so that's a good sign. But, like, is she going to have that belt come Mania? Like, she got it now, but by the time Mania comes around, is she gonna have the belt still?
All right, what you think?
First, I'm mad I didn't see Nia get her revenge back on Tiffany because I want to see Nia go in on that chick. But
they just moved her.
Straight,
they tricked her ass right or wrong.
I know Nia's gonna tear her up.
And see, you didn't do none of that.
Yeah, missed opportunities here. So, and I guess they're trying to build the roster on Raw now. I think Liv Morgan and Rhea were definitely carrying Raw for a minute, and they did a good job, especially Liv. She surprised me. Her laugh annoyed me, but yeah. I think if the rumors for Royal Rumble is true, then Becky and Charlotte coming back, and then apparently Alexa Bliss too. They're probably going to go to Raw. Definitely change the Raw roster up a little bit. And then SmackDown, this storyline, if it happens between Jade and what's her name?
Bianca.
Can't think of her name. Yeah, Bianca. It's gonna be sick. I'm looking
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. Other than that, right now, I'm to lead I don't know, the women's roster on the main roster is starting to bore me a little bit. We'll see what they do with Roxanne. Hopefully these rumble rumors are true.
The women's roster is in a real sticky situation because in the midst of, and you notice that they're not doing this with the men's roster, but they're doing this with the women's roster a little more. They're doing it slightly with the men's roster, and they're trying to continue the continuous legitimization of NXT. Is like slowly progressing. See Roxanne coming on WWE, barely going to NXT, A-Town down on NXT, little things like that. And part of me feels like that that mixture of the stories trying to go back and forth on all the shows. Part of me is like, I don't know if it's needed as much as it is because the wrestlers they're using are already legitimate enough.
Yeah.
And I think focus on your brand. You know what I mean? Your NXT wrestlers continue to do what they're doing. I don't think you need Bayley with Roxanne as, that much necessarily, but I don't know. They're in a weird place. They're in a weird place, the women's roster from that standpoint, I think. But
Yeah.
I love where they're at. But some of it is like, you're bringing in all these wrestlers in the NXT. Quite like you're going back to the black and gold standard. You know what I mean? Getting your vets in, your indie guys, indie people. So you don't have all the developmental crap going on and you're putting that out as product. So it's like what's going on here? Like, what are we trying to get across with the final product?
So, all right, you brought up Alexa Bliss. To me, she's the wild card. Because so for my people who we always talk about, who we guided you into this new era of wrestling, if you wasn't watching wrestling about 4 or 5 years ago, you might not know how good Alexa Bliss is. Like, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan reminds me a lot of her. The only difference is that with Liv, she got the storyline that she needed, the feud that she needed, and she took advantage of that. Alexa Bliss, you can make the argument, even with the women now, she might have the best promo game out of everybody. Like, Alexa Bliss was tearing the crowd up with promos. She's the first person I see conquer the wet chance. Like, her promo game was crazy along with her matches, man. So she's a wild card. What are they going to do with her? Like, are they going to let her still be Little Miss Bliss? Is she going to, be involved with the Wyatt Six? Like, I'm very curious to see because that whole storyline with her and Bray, kind of fizzled out. But I asked the question because, Willie, you brought up a good point, man. It kind of feels like the Brock Lesnar thing right now. Like, you build up this, like what we complained about with the men's roster for years while Vince was there. You build up the men's roster for all this time, and then all of a sudden, around Royal Rumble time, we get the Brock Lesnars, the Goldbergs, the John Cenas. They come back and they take over the spot. And I'm not saying Becky Lynch and Charlotte are them because they're full-time wrestlers. However, we've built up all these women up until now. And after, like Ari said, if the rumors are true, then Becky or Charlotte is winning the Rumble, if the rumors are true. You spent all this time building these women up just to take the mantle from them and give it back to, two wrestlers who pretty much took,
the status quo.
Right. So I understand the business side and what you're going to do to sell tickets, but what happens after WrestleMania season? You know what I'm saying? Are we going to be as invested into Tiffany, like you said, Shaq, are we going to be as invested into Tiffany Stratton? Are we going to be as invested into a Roxanne Perez or even Bayley for that matter? Because Bayley's never, even though she did have a match at many of that Fatal 4-Way and she had the spot with Io Sky, she's never been given the mantle like Becky and Charlotte have. So, yeah, man, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the women, man. And Shaq, I agree with you. I don't think this problem affects NXT roster. I think NXT women's roster is I think they good. I think they got a good thing going on there. I'm very excited to see Jada versus Kalani. Side note, I'm very excited to see that feud. I'm very excited. I think that's gonna be a banger. Go ahead, Willie.
Real quick with the NXT stuff, I am interested when it comes to what NXT is going to be doing. I don't know when this is supposed to happen, but I remember hearing about or reading about Shawn moving up to the main roster to work with either Raw or SmackDown, or with trips on both. And then Boy, who used to be with TNA, who got fired, I forgot his name. It might have been Scott D'Amore. I might be wrong.
Scott D'Amore signed with NXT.
I believe he did. I believe
think he did
He's
too.
He's supposed to eventually take over NXT and run that for them while Shawn and Trips run SmackDown.
That's a good move. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Yeah,
that's a good
Scott
move.
and Trips run Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, look that up, Willie. I think you are right, and that would be dope. I mean, we got it. Triple H learning quick. Like I can't do both of these shows. I got to delegate something. You know what I'm saying? Perfect person to do it be Shawn. So I think that would be dope. I think that would be dope. All right. So I'm gonna start with you for this one. All right. I know how the other two think. You know what I'm saying? We talk wrestling. So I need to see what you think as far as your booking, how your booking mind works. How does that go? So Seth Rollins. Let's talk about him real quick. So we got an interesting development going on with Seth right now, and we're not quite sure where this is gonna go. Right? There's no quite clear plan as far as him being in Mania. He could win the Rumble. Like we talked about this last week. There's at least 7 guys who probably could win the Rumble, and Seth is one of them. He could win the Rumble, or he could just have a one-on-one match with somebody or whatever. People starting to wanted him to turn heel. Some people might want him to just stay a good guy, face. What happens next with Seth Rollins? And I'm asking you this question specific, all right, because I want to know 2 things from you. What do you think is going to happen? But if it was you booking it, what would you make happen with next with Seth Rollins as far as his build up to WrestleMania?
Hey, that's a good question. One thing, what I want to happen is for Seth to be heel again. I think he was one of the greatest heels of all time. I hated that man, and yeah, it's
which heel version of him you think the greatest of all time? Well, one of the greatest of all time.
That's a good question because there's a couple heel runs.
He had a couple. He got the Messiah run.
He got Messiah, the Visionary.
He got the Visionary run, and then he got when he was with the Authority. He got that run.
The Authority.
The Authority run.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. But right now, I don't know where they're going with him right now. They just finished up between him and CM Punk. Hopefully had enough between him and Kendrick. I don't know where they're going.
I have an idea. I'm gonna let y'all go first. I have an idea. I think, and Shaq, I'm gonna come to you next. I think one or two things is gonna happen. I think we're either gonna get Seth. I think we're gonna get Seth winning the Rumble. Like if I had to put a name on paper, which we actually got to do our predictions next week. I keep forgetting the Rumble. It's actually next Saturday, but I think Seth might win the Rumble. If I had to put pen to paper right now, I would have Seth winning the Rumble. I would have him challenging one of the champions, whether it's Gunther or Cody. And the favor, I think CM Punk cashes in that favor and gets added to the match to pitch Seth Rollins off even more. And it's a triple threat match, either between those two and Gunther or those two and Cody. Or I don't know, people, like, we've been paying attention, but I kind of see when they start lining people up and they have different segments, right? One thing Triple H has taught us, and one thing that we learned from the Roman Reigns era is this build-up, right? I feel like there's a weird build-up between Seth and Sammy going on right now. And if we don't get Sammy versus KO at Mania, we could get Seth versus Sammy at Mania. Because if Seth does turn heel and he does end up crashing out, I think the person that he is going to crash out on is Sammy, the way they building everything up right now. So he might take, in order for him to turn heel, like, I don't think him crashing out on CM Punk is going to do anything because that hatred is already there. You got to give the fans something to boo. And if he crashes out on Sammy, I think that could work. So that's 2 avenues I think they possibly could go with him. Chat, what you think?
I like the idea of unhinged Rollins. I think that's where we're headed. And judging how Raw ended with the kick, it could very well be Sammy versus Seth, what they're trying to set up. But as far as the Rumble, there's too many wild cards. Like like I said last week, I love this as a wrestling fan. Like I love not being able to predict what's going to happen. I love
Yeah.
being able all the different storylines and options they have. Because like even with Cena, Cena could legitimately win the Royal Rumble. Like Cena can win the Royal Rumble.
Nah, man.
Like
Nah, he's not. He's
And
not.
for the first time
He's-
in my life, I would boo that man. I've
He's
never
not winning
booed
the
John
Rumble.
Cena.
He's not
I've
winning the
joined in on
Rumble.
some John
He's
Cena
gonna win
such chance in my
Elimination
life.
Chamber or some
Like
other shit.
Cena can win the Rumble. Like Rollins can win the Rumble. Punk can win the like. There's so many people that can win. So I don't know where they're going, but judging by how Raw ended, I can see it be Seth versus Sammy. But then KO was like, "You're my friend, right?" Talking to Sam, like, "You're my friend, right? Like we're friends. Like I may need you for something." So let's go ahead and let's headline Mania: champion versus challenger versus Royal Rumble winner. So many ways they can go, and I love it honestly.
Yeah. What you thinking, Chili?
I mean, at first I was like, I wouldn't mind a Seth, Drew, Punk triple threat. The way they were all, they all got beef with each other in one way, shape, form, or fashion. They don't really care much for any of them, each other. I don't think there's going to be a Sammy Seth. I think that's just a diversion. There isn't enough there for them to really like hate each other other than, oh, Sammy mistakenly hit me with the fucking boot. You know, I could see Seth potentially, I don't know, man. I want to try and just throw an assumption out there, but there isn't anything that I feel comfortable enough that's really going to stick right now for whatever is going on with Seth.
There is a rumor. I don't know how much truth there is to it. I'm gonna just throw it out there, right? But there's a rumor that I saw on dirt sheets that it's possible. That they might bring a new version of NWO back, and it starts off with Seth, Drew, and KO. Yeah, Seth, Drew, and KO. They would be the three to kind of like start that off and then create an NWO as an anti-bloodline faction, pretty much. The other person that people threw out there is that we could get Sammy actually side with KO at the Rumble. He might actually choose KO.
They haven't had like any beef. Like they won a title and lost them, and it wasn't like, oh man, like we hate each other now. I don't remember them having any issues after that.
They might actually, and that might be another way how we get to Sammy versus Seth. Because Sammy might actually side with KO. Some people think that Sammy might actually side with KO at the Rumble, help KO win. Then, you know what I'm saying, it'd be Sammy, KO, and Drew.
Seth turning heel though, 100%. He's turning heel.
Yeah, I got Seth.
Crash out.
Yeah, I got Seth though. Speaking of that, the option that we prefer, let's just be clear, we throwing this out there, but the option that we prefer, and Ari, you tell me what you think, is Sammy versus KO at Mania. I personally would love to see that. Ari, what did you think about the Sammy and KO promo on Raw Monday?
So I heard it.
I'm about to say, you don't look pleased.
It was on. I was occupied, but can I say what my prediction for KO is?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Can y'all hear me? Hello.
Get up a little bit.
You breaking up a little bit, which is cool. We can edit this out. It's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
My internet never do this. Pretty much, I think KO's going to win Money in the Bank, and he's casting it in WrestleMania.
I'm fine with that.
So you got KO winning Money in the Bank, and he's casting in next WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I'm here for that.
I think, yeah.
That's a solid prediction.
That only
and
works
Sammy?
if Cody's still the champ. Will Cody still be the champ?
Yeah, he's going to beat John Cena. Or maybe John Cena might win because, he's leaving.
Or Cody could lose the title and then get it back around Royal Rumble time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, it's not unfathomable.
Cody's gonna lose it and then go heel. We want Homelander Cody. Everyone wants Homelander
I don't want
Cody.
Cody to go heel, man.
I want a fucking Homelander Cody,
I don't
bro.
want Cody to go. It ain't time.
Cody Lander is amazing.
It's time,
It
bro.
ain't time, man. It ain't time.
I feel like he's worn on us, man. He's worn on us. But it ain't shining like it used to shine, man.
But all right, so look, for us doing the podcast and stuff like that, well, I ain't gonna say us because he hasn't paused. He hasn't worn on me. But for some people, like, because I pause that, don't you do that. But for a lot of people who were fans of the Homelander Cody, they want to see heel Cody, right? I don't think it's time. I think if they turn him heel right now, it's gonna be similar to a Stone Cold situation. Like when you watch SmackDown or you watch Raw, like the pop for him is still one of the biggest pops in all of the company right now. Like they go crazy when they see Cody. Like Cody is still like a number one baby face. He's selling all the merchandise and stuff like that. if you turn him heel before they organically turn on him, I think you missing the moment. I think they gotta wait until the crowd starts to legit turn on Cody the way they did with him in AEW. Now, is that ever gonna happen in WWE? It may not, but you gotta wait for it to organically happen. Like wait for the crowd, like they did with Seth. Seth was a face, and then he got into that rivalry with The Fiend, and they started to cheer for The Fiend more than him, and they turned on him, and then he became a heel. Like make it be organic. Like they finally listened to the fans in regards to Roman. Like make it be organic. I don't want to see Homelander Cody yet. I'm not saying I don't want to see him at all.
I just don't
not
want him
now.
to get stuck in the John Cena shit, man. Like,
I agree.
you selling too much damn merch. We can't even turn your ass. Like, the fuck? And niggas hate you. The fans hate you. We still can't turn you.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
because
don't
John
want
Cena.
that. Just do it, man.
Yeah, because John Cena's situation was wild. Because he was, like you said, he was selling so much merchandise. Like, it didn't matter. Vince was like, look, like, I don't care. They could boo you all they want. As long as they keep buying these shirts, you're going to be a face, my boy.
He said he wanted to, though. He wanted to turn heel.
Yeah, he did say that. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't want him to get stuck in that shit. Like, do it while it's still going on. If it don't work, cool. Turn him back face and let him ride that into the sunset. But, like, I just don't want him to get stuck in that fucking Cena position, man.
Also, here's the other thing. Who would you replace him with as the top babyface in the company? Who's a full-time wrestler that can honestly take his spot, then be the top babyface in the company, like a full-time? That's why I ain't throw Roman out there. Who would be a full-time wrestler that's a babyface that would take his spot? Because I think we all pretty much agree that Seth is about to turn heel. Who would be the person to take his spot?
I think you have some quick CM Punk runs to delay for time. Low key, wouldn't be surprised if you get a face Gunther. What'd you say, Ariel?
I was going to say, as far as the crowd, winning the crowd over, I think the person that's closest right now is Jay, but I don't know if they would give him that spot.
I didn't want to say him. I feel like it's low-hanging fruit. And I don't think he can really carry it yet. Like he's just what's the bar shack?
He's an upper mid Carter.
Oh, Jay Uso?
He's upper mid Carter. He's an upper mid Carter.
Made it a hot song. Like he's the hot line. Cody's the hot song.
He's an upper mid Carter.
Define upper mid Carter.
Exactly what he's an upper mid Carter. I mean,
he's not mid Carter. He's good enough to throw in the main event.
He's right in between that. He's upper mid Carter.
He's good enough to go to the main events.
He's right above that.
But the thing is like you call him main event Jay Uso, that man don't be main eventing. That man don't be main eventing like that.
Main event is what I am. Shout out to Gunther.
He made events TV.
Bro, that ain't it, man.
He made events free
TV. That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking for clarification. Like he made events Raw and SmackDown. So we talking about PLEs?
That's not disrespect. Upper mid. He's not main event level. He's not a mid Carter. He's right in that groove right there. He's right in the middle. Pause.
I want clarification because he does main event Raw and SmackDown. No, that wasn't the clarification I was looking for. You kind of talked before I jumped out there. Oh, like are we talking about his spot on PLEs?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was asking. All right, cool. If you're talking about his spot on PLEs, then okay, he is upper mid Carter. All right. I was about to say if you factor it in the TV, I don't know about that. You might have to put some more respect on my boy's name. I agree with you. All right, there is no question that Jey Uso is the most popular wrestler in WWE right now. Like no question whatsoever. It's between him and Cody, and I'm going Jay. Quick question for y'all though before we move on. I thought about this the other day. Who's the better in-ring wrestler, Jimmy or Jay?
I'm gonna go Jay, just because he's had more time to do more single stuff. But I mean, like I ain't about to say they bag is like, you know what I mean? Fucking AJ Styles or Kenny Omega or something. You know what I mean?
Can I say a push?
Nah. We ain't.
By default, I gotta go with Jay because we need more opportunities to see him wrestle more singles matches.
Who you going with, R?
Boy's got the same finisher, the same moveset.
I mean, they're the same person.
Yeah,
that's why I said push.
Okay, so
you gonna catch a super kick and a spear from both of them. You know, all their matches
and a top rope splash.
Yeah,
I think I'm going Jimmy. And here's why I'm gonna say Jimmy, because. Okay, in general, if you just outlining both of them, y'all are right? I want y'all to take a deeper look into Jimmy, though. And I'm going to give you two references. You could watch the match that he had with Carmelo on Friday Night SmackDown, so you can go back and watch that. Or go back to WrestleMania 36 when he had that triple threat match. It was him, Kofi, and who was the other one? Oh, I forget who else was in that match. It was the match where it was a triple threat tag team match, but they only had one. They had to pick one from each tag team, and it was a ladder match. That's the match that Jimmy tore his ACL on. He was out for a year. It was WrestleMania 36 during the pandemic. Jimmy put on a hell of a performance in that one. And on top of that, a lot of people feel like Jimmy was actually the MVP of War Games. Like there's a few things that Jimmy does that Jay doesn't do. For example, the corkscrew moonsault off the top rope. Jay doesn't do that. Jimmy unveiled I've seen Jimmy do more new moves than I have seen Jay. And that's even when they was doing tag team wrestling. I feel like Jimmy has just a tad bit. Y'all are right in the grand scheme of things. They really are the same person. But I've seen Jimmy add more stuff to his bag than I have seen Jay. And it's part of that, what we were saying a few episodes ago, where Jay doesn't have to right now because he's a face, right? So Jay can do the normal stuff. Jay has good to great matches, don't get me wrong, but he can do the normal stuff because he's a face, whereas a heel for the most part, if you're like looking to get booed or whatnot, you don't necessarily have to have that deep of a bag. Jimmy is a face now. Jimmy didn't have to have this deep of a bag when he was a heel with Roman, but now that he's a face, he's adding a little bit more stuff to it, like with the moonsault and like with the he did a move where it was kind of like an arm drag into a net breaker on Carmelo Friday night. And I was like, okay, I mean, I haven't really seen him pull that out of his bag. So I'm going to go Jimmy for that reason. But in general, y'all right. They for the most part. Hold on, dude. Okay, they do got the same finish to the Uso splash. Okay. Even though Jay is doing this spear now. Okay, cool. We did Sammy versus KO. Real quick, because we were talking about Sammy versus KO. I love the promo that KO did with Sammy.
I love his work right now. I love the whole true champion shit he's doing and going to every wrestler. Hey, you win the Rumble, face me. I love what he's doing right now.
I love delusional KO. This is delusional KO. I love delusional KO. He's out of his mind right now.
I don't think Ariel likes it.
KO was right. He's not delusional.
He's not. Hold on.
KO is right.
Right about what?
I don't think
about Roman. Everybody wants to help Roman.
But yeah, he doing the same thing Roman did, and that's manipulate Sammy.
Nobody, but if KO never
he's manipulating Sammy.
And Roman whooped ass for 4 years on everybody, and everybody ran to go help him.
No,
KO didn't jump this nigga, man. Enough's enough.
No. He's right about that.
KO was right.
I'm strictly talking about the promo Monday between him and Sammy.
He's like, you're my friend, right? You're my friend, right?
The manipulation. That's class A.
Not my friend. We're best friends, actually.
That's class A manipulation. Like I know you're gonna help.
Who'd you come to when you needed help after Roman dumped your ass? Like,
yeah,
you know
man.
what I mean? Like,
if I got static out in the streets, I'm not calling you a Willie. That's foolish. Why not call my friends?
First of all, hold on. We got to clean that up a little bit.
I said static.
Nah, I ain't talking about that. I was talking about because technically, Sammy saved that man KO from getting killed. Technically,
he did.
Technically, he saved that man from getting killed.
He did.
He was about to murder that man in the ring.
KO was trying to tell him beforehand, though. KO was trying to tell him beforehand about the bloodline. Like, hey, man, you better leave them boys alone.
He was. I think that was class A manipulation. I like delusional KO, man. I wish Rab was up here so he get his thoughts. But I like delusional KO. I hope they give us Sammy versus KO. The fan in me would like this. It's not gonna happen. Let me throw it out there, Nick. If you watching, I know it's not gonna happen. But the fan in me would love to see it actually be for a title. It's not gonna happen though. I mean, we know it's not gonna happen. But the fan in me would love to see like KO actually win that match in the Rumble and Sammy actually winning the Rumble and they actually do meet. The fan in me would love to see that. Is it going to happen? Hell no, but I would love to see that. I would love to see that. All right, let's get into Saturday night main event predictions. So for those of you that don't know how this works, we make our predictions and then based on that, whoever wins is the champ. Shaq is the reigning champ right now.
From last year.
He's the defending champ. Muted.
As we go into the new year,
okay?
as we go into the new year.
I don't know about Undisputed. Don't Undisputed.
If I haven't lost, I'm undisputed. No.
You lost a few times
Who?
last year.
What did I lose to?
Me?
Who?
Me? Both of us.
Dude, you lost both
If
Both
it's
of
of
us.
the
us.
best, no, I'm still undisputed. When the final bell rang, I came out with the belt. Tuck up undisputed, man. It's okay.
Here we go. So here's what we're gonna do tonight. Here's what we're gonna do tonight. There's technically 5 segments. So there's 4 matches and then 1 segment. So the 4 matches and then the contract signing between Cody and KO officiated by Shawn Michaels. That's a whole segment that they're gonna give time to. So what we're gonna do is the 4 matches, and then we're gonna do the segment as a tiebreaker and see who can guess exactly what's gonna happen in that segment. We're gonna let that be the,
I was
They're
just
gonna-
thinking
they're
about
gonna
that as
fight.
you were saying that.
we're gonna let
They're
that be
gonna
the
fight.
we're gonna let that be the tiebreaker. If somebody can actually predict, like if let's say we all attack, I got a feeling we about to pick the same for these people, which is fine. But the tiebreakers who can actually predict exactly what's gonna happen in that KO Cody contract signing. So first and foremost, the first match we're gonna talk about is Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax. We're gonna get this out the way. I think all 4 of us is gonna pick Rhea Ripley. Does anybody oppose that notion?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
You going with your boo now?
I'm joking. I love me some Nia. But yeah, Rhea's keeping the belt.
She's lunch for Super Rhea right now. How you feel about this match? Well, you said earlier like you ain't happy because Nia ain't get to get her revenge.
I had to go off on Tiffany, man. Like, I can't
Right.
believe they skipped that and just, trade her straight to Raw like it was nothing. Like nothing ever happened. She didn't just
Right.
lose the championship.
At least
Like-
beat her up on your way out.
Yeah.
At least beat her up, like said leave her laying. But yeah, I think we all going Super Rhea on this one. All right, this is an interesting one, fellas. Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman.
Boy,
Who do y'all-
Jacob Fatu by murder, my nigga. Jacob Fatu by murder.
They're slowly turning him into a solo act by murder.
Mama Shango, who you got?
Jacob. Brian's gonna
You
get
got
the best of them, but new bloodline
Brian,
gonna come out.
He ain't going like no bitch, but
Yeah,
it's gonna be a rough one.
I think. Yeah, I think Braun is food too. I don't think it's necessarily gonna be a squash, but I think they're gonna give
It's
us.
gonna be like a glorified squash. Like he's gonna get some offense in, but we know like it's gonna be like, all right now. You got your clothesline and you shoulder bump. Now let's go ahead. Let's take this shit home now. Yeah.
I'm gonna be curious to see how much time they get this match. Is this gonna be a 10 to 15 minute match? Are they gonna give it 15, 20? We know it's not gonna go to 25, 30, but I'm curious to see how much time is it gonna be like a. It's gonna be like
15.
Yeah,
10, 12, yeah.
probably like a Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley time limit type of thing. How they gave them, you know what I'm saying, give them time to get some stuff cooking or whatever. But we'll see what they
Big
give
E's
us
gonna
for
be
us.
watching front row. 2 big meaty men. Bumping man meat, baby.
Bumping meat. Yeah.
Crazy.
Front
God.
row. Big E front row in that thing.
Here we go. I made sure I put the pause sticker up. All right. So we got Braun Breaker versus Sheamus for the Intercontinental Championship. Who do y'all have? All right, I'm going with you first. Who you got?
I think Brian is gonna win.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Tilly, who you got?
I want to say Braun because I think they give Sheamus the WrestleMania moment where he wins the title to complete his Grand Slam. But then I'm like, I don't know how he gets there if he loses.
That's what I was about to ask you. How does he get back? It's not like he
That's
can win
the
it.
thing.
Yeah.
But for them to continue to legitimize Saturday Night Main Event, to get people to watch, to make people like, hey, is it worth watching? There might be a title change. You know what I mean? That's a good way to keep eyes on the product because ain't nobody else losing. Like who has a title match that night? So I can see them giving it to Sheamus. Braun has won it twice already. So even with the hot potato with Jay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a go Sheamus. I'm gonna go Sheamus. That's what I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Sheamus.
Shaq, who you going with?
I'm going with Braun.
Okay.
I go with Braun. This could be the start of something like start of the feud where Sheamus, like just right there, he just can't seem to get over the hump. and then maybe like the next 2 matches or so, this is your last chance, and then he finally beats him. Finally gets the IC belt, but yeah, not Saturday.
I hate that though. For like you hyping Braun up like that, like he's that much better than Sheamus, dog. Like the
You're
vet.
gonna see. I think at the Rumble, Braun's gonna get his shot. Braun's gonna get that killer spot. But that one spot every Rumble where somebody goes on a
So it ain't
tear.
going to Jacob. How about that? I had that. I think this year's has Jacob written all
Yeah,
over
right.
it.
It
Braun
could
doesn't
be
need that kind of legitimization.
It could be Jacob. You're right.
Just tell Braun run fucking back and forth across the damn ropes, nigga. Like,
Braun does hit the ropes crazy. Yeah. You're right about Jacob having that spot. You're right. I take that
Both
back.
of them, I mean, honestly, both of them could have that spot. The match an hour long.
That's true.
So both
That's
of them
true.
could have that spot. One could be in the beginning of the match. You got different spots. You got the beginning of the match, and then you got when the ring gets filled up, and you got somebody to clear it during the middle.
There's one killer. Like, we just know that he's eliminated 9 men, so there's only one killer in the room. Like, there's the Iron Man spot, the Kofi spot, the surprise entrance spot, and then there's
between the two of them, I would give the killer spot to Braun.
The Kofi spot, I see that it's failing on purpose this year, though.
Yeah.
He's not. He's a heel. He's not going to do it this year. He's a heel.
That's why he will fail at it because
he's not going to do it this year.
So they're heels, but they're not. They don't want to be. Yeah.
Or they might come up with a clever way to still do it while being heels. Yeah, I mean, we never said anything about the New Day not being creative. They might come up with a creative way to do it while still being heels. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm stuck on this. I'm gonna be honest with you because I'm with Willie. Like, I think you give Sheamus this win, but on the flip side, I'm like, if you give Sheamus to this win, then don't get me wrong. We see the men have one-on-one matches with last minute feuds they build up for WrestleMania all the time. So there's an avenue where Braun can still get to Mania, but I'm just trying to think, like, how did they do it? Like, who is he about to feud with that can honestly be like a big match on the card? You know what I'm saying? I'm running through my mind and I don't know. So I'm leaning to it. I'm gonna go. I really want to pick Sheamus, but I'm gonna go with Braun. I'm gonna go with Braun for this one. So, I'm going Sheamus. Final selection. I'm going Sheamus. Let's hope Sheamus gets this. All right, and then Gunther versus Jay.
Gunther by voluntary manslaughter. Like, Jay's really put up a fight. He's going to defend himself.
He didn't mean to do it, but he did it.
Yeah, he didn't mean to kill him, but he did it, though. He did the shit. He did that shit.
Whatever he said, he did that shit.
Yeah, that's it. That's all there is to that, boy.
Mama Shango.
Ain't no way Jay Uso winning that shit, boy. Ain't
Who you going with, Mama Shango?
Gunther's definitely winning, but then he's going to give his respect at the end of the match.
Yeah. That I can see that happening. I
don't understand why we even having this match, man. Why are they doing this to Jay, man? I really don't. I understand why they.
But I will say this: I do want Jay to win just for the sake of them. And I said this on shout out Vigilante Talks. I put a post on this comment from today's post about this. Like, I do feel like I would like to see Jay win just to further the Bloodline story and put some dissension in that shit in their group. Because I feel like they're a little dull right now. Ain't really much going on with it. Yeah. Where do they go from here? What is up? I know Roman is going to be on probably SmackDown coming up or Raw, one of the next ones because of the 2K going on. So I'm or it might be Saturday night. I can't remember.
Imagine a scenario where middle of the Rumble, somebody's mad that Jey Uso eliminated them. Power bombs Jey Uso, does whatever, put him through the announcer table, whatever. Jay's out for like majority of the match. You have your Final Four stand down between whoever that we think the Final Four is going to be. Imagine Roman eliminates the last person, thinks he won. Jey Uso comes back into the ring, dumps him over, and wins the Royal Rumble like that. Imagine the dissension it would create between them. Imagine the storyline from there, and then Jay actually getting the main event spot at the Rumble, and then Roman got to find another path to get to Mania. I think that would be crazy. Is it going to happen? Probably not. I want Jay to win the Rumble so bad, but it's not going to happen. So I'm like, you're gonna have him lose this match. He not going to Rumble. What are we gonna do with
I'll
Jay,
give
man?
Jay that. He bulletproof. He takes some L's, and the fans still love his ass. Man.
Yeah, I mean, you know what?
Boy, he drew by surprise roll up, man. Come on, man. He's
Yeah.
cooked, bro. He's cooked. He couldn't even beat one of the top wrestlers clean, man. He's cooked, bro.
Right. But
Yeah,
I will.
Sammy though. If Sammy do stick up a KO, I could see him turning on Bloodline. It could possibly be a Jay versus Sammy.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Maybe him trying to go help Jay like he tried to go help Seth.
Yeah.
And end up causing Jay the match.
Well, here's what I'm gonna do. Since Shaq is gonna be defending his belt back-to-back weeks, because we got the Royal Rumble next week. Well, if he's still the champion after this weekend.
I don't get how you telling me when I'm defending my belt.
Because you're outvoted.
No, you two chumps should go ahead and see if I want to defend it.
Keep talking like that, we'll strip your ass of your title.
Right, exactly. Anytime we do predictions, your belt is on the line. So because like if you make it out of this weekend, because your belt was,
there is no if.
If you make it out of this weekend, I have another shot next week. So I'm gonna pick Jay. I'm picking Jay. I'm gonna go for the whole round. I'm pick Jay, and if I lose it, I got another shot at the title next week. So I'm going Jay. All right, and then for the bonus prediction, right? What do y'all think is gonna happen in the KO Cody second with Shawn Michaels? What do y'all think is gonna happen?
KO is gonna slander the fuck out of Shawn Michaels 100%. In San Antonio, his hometown, he's about to slander the fuck out of him. That's all I got for you.
Didn't he have a Bret Hart shirt on Monday? I mean, did he have a Bret Hart shirt on?
Nah, he had the Cody Rhodes Canadian.
Cody Rhodes shirt. He had the Cody Rhodes
the Canadian Dream, son of a
Canadian Dream
engineer.
Yeah.
That's your funny.
It's no debate. KO got the best shirt game in all of wrestling. His t-shirt game is crazy, dog. Crazy. But
that shirt was funny.
Shaq, what you think?
Champ goes.
Here we go.
Yeah,
all right. Mama Shango, what do you think? What do you think?
Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
We hear you now. You frozen a little bit, does this?
All right, we got you now.
I really don't know. I think KO's probably gonna get the best of them. It's gonna be a crazy promo. Computer acting up again.
Cody ends the night. No, actually, go ahead, Aaron.
Oh no, you go ahead. Go ahead, Aaron.
Let me see. Cody's just going to get the best of them at first, but I think KO is going to finish it and then walk off with the belt again.
I think they send the crowd home happy. I think what's going to happen, I do agree with Willie's point. I think KO is going to slander Shawn Michaels. I think eventually Cody's going to flip the table, or one of them going to flip the table. I'm going to go with, matter of fact, I'm going to go with KO flipping the table. I'm going to go with them getting into a fight, and then Shawn Michaels super kicking KO. Then send the fans home, and then Shawn Michaels and Cody stand tall in the ring. Because I think we all going to pick Cody to win the match. Because Cody more than likely is going to win the Rumble, KO will probably get his moment the Friday before the Rumble on SmackDown. He'll probably have his moment where he stands tall, but I think Cody and Shawn stand tall together in the middle of the ring, send the fans home happy.
It makes sense, man.
But
KO being a Bret Hart Canadian guy.
Yeah.
You know that history of him, Shawn.
But we're going to see if Shawn Michaels still got it, 'cause I do got him super kicking KO. I definitely got that for sure. I think that's the key to my prediction. I think he's going to super kick KO for sure. All right, cool. So, Shaq, we got an either or for the night, man.
Shaq can't give his prediction.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead. I thought you already did. I'm sorry.
The champ can't give his prediction.
Yeah, that's right. When I called on you.
Where's the respect for the champ?
That's right. When I called on you, you didn't want to talk. Well, go ahead.
The champ goes last.
Go ahead, man.
So I agree with there being some sort of brawl. But I think it's going to be the reverse. The only reason I don't agree with your hypothesis, Steve, is because if that was to happen, right, KO gets laid out, why can't they just pick the belt up and take the belt with them? Take KO's belt back. Take the Wing Eagle belt back.
Because it's not a real championship to begin with. It's not a real championship. It's not a real championship to begin with.
Tell KO it's not.
Again, like KO is just saying that. Like
tell KO. But the point of that is, hey, I gave this to you for one night only, Cody. Right?
So, all right. So
So I think there's going to be a brawl, whatever. There's going to be a pull apart. I think just to get more heat on KO. KO hits Sean with Sweet Chin Music.
I shouldn't even tell you this since your belt is on the line. But in the interest of fairness, there's a part that you're missing. They both have to give up their belts during the contract signing so they could be hung up the following week.
Right, because it's the ladder match, right?
Yeah, Nick Aldis said that.
Okay.
He said both people would give up their belts so it could be hung up.
Well, did they give them up already, or when did they give them back?
the
The contract
contract.
signing?
It's gonna be at the contract signing.
Okay, so they'll still be there then, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
All right, so yeah, and to send the crowd home happy, that to get more heat on KO after the pull apart, KO hits. He might aim for Cody.
Not in Sean's
he'll hit-
hometown. I don't know.
He'll hit KO with Sweet. He'll hit Sean with Sweet Chin Music.
Nah, let him keep that prediction with him. Let him keep
Yeah,
it.
no, I am.
Yeah, let him keep that. I'll keep that. You know what I'm saying? That might be the tiebreaker right there. I don't see it happening in Sean's house. I'll see him, but it could. What if he power driving Shawn Michaels? That'd be
that
crazy.
package ball, that'd be nuts.
That'd be
You
crazy.
would kill that old man, bro.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, that'd be crazy. That would be wild. All right, what we got, Shaq, for the either or?
Either or. This one's directed. We got Mama Shango tonight since we got a special guest tonight. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm gonna do, we're just gonna play either or for those of you that don't know or are new to the channel. Either or is where I give a comment, a question, a scenario related to wrestling, and I just want to see your thoughts. All right. So we're just gonna pick a wrestler. All right. We're gonna go through the gauntlet, and we're just gonna see who you feel is the better wrestler. Right. So I'm gonna start with two names. The name you pick, that wrestler stays, and then I'll give you a new wrestler. All right, and then you replace him.
Okay.
Or not.
All right.
All right, so we're gonna start off. We're gonna do Triple H, Chris Jericho.
All of us answering, or just Mama Shango?
I mean, everybody can. Well, it depends because y'all
Arrow,
might get different answers, so I can't.
Arrow, yesterday. Let Arrow handle
Yeah,
it.
so
Right.
Triple H, Chris Jericho.
Triple H.
John Cena.
Hey, I love John Cena, but Triple H.
Triple H, Bret Hart.
Bret Hart.
Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels.
I don't like this game. Okay, Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels, AJ Styles.
I like the same person. No. Okay. Shawn Michaels. No. AJ Styles.
AJ Styles. AJ Styles. AJ Styles, AJ
So I
Styles, Rey
figured you were gonna
Mysterio.
pick. That's how I figured
He didn't want to continue. That hurt his heart real quick.
Game over. Thank you guys for being here.
AJ
We
Styles,
appreciate
Rey
it.
Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie.
Eddie, Kurt Angle.
Eddie. It's gonna be Eddie.
Eddie, Ric Flair.
Eddie.
And Eddie, Roman Reigns.
Eddie.
She got Eddie as her.
You ain't. No, you could. I was surprised you asked the last question. You should have asked her Eddie or Ricky Steamboat, since she said Ricky Steamboat her favorite.
Yeah. Go, my fault. Let's backtrack. Eddie, that's a good callback.
Yeah, no.
Callback.
Game's over. This is like game over.
Eddie, Ricky Steamboat.
Okay. So there are two different people here. You got one.
No.
You got one that's a great character, and you got one that's a technical wrestler.
Right.
Eddie, Ricky
You
Steamboat.
said best wrestler, so I'm gonna have to go with Ricky.
Okay. All right, cool. I like that. You was hurt over there. AJ Styles, Shawn Michaels.
No, I mean, no, I'm not hurt because y'all know where I stand.
That's
y'all know where I stand with AJ
That's
Styles.
Shaq show right there.
You know
Shaq's
you know
soul.
what I say about AJ, and y'all call me crazy for it. So
What you mean?
she said they're the same. She said they're the same person. So
No, I challenge your AJ Styles thing because you think even right now, as in present day, like what's the day? January. We was out of school today, so I don't even know what the day is. January 22nd, 2025. You think right now that AJ Styles is the best wrestler in WWE, and that's what I have an issue with. I can't. No, there's no way. There's no way. But that's all right. What you think about that? You agree with that?
I mean, he's definitely up there. I mean, so if we talking when it comes to technicalities, yeah, he's probably top 3. maybe top number one. But everything else in general, all the best all around, no.
Can't put him. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't put him over a few people. I can't put him over Seth right now. I think Seth wants that pound for pound wrestler back. I think the way he's been cooking, if we had to do a matter of fact, fellas, we don't have to do it this episode, but we need to decide what our match of the month is for January. But if I had
got
to
one for you. I got one for you.
pick like my wrestler of the month right now, it would be Seth. Like Seth is cooking, and AJ. I mean, if you think about it, what's the two? He has one highlight match that stood out last year, and that was the match with him and Cody. Outside of that, he don't really have a highlight match from last year. Seth missed 4 months and still got more highlight matches than him. I can't put him over Gunther. And the other person I can't put him over, that they about the same age, I can't put him over Randy right now. I think Randy last year, I don't
Had a
think
good
it's
year, man. After
Yeah,
when he came back,
he had wrestling wise, Randy had a hell of a year last year, man. He had a hell of and that's another factor we haven't talked about when Randy comes back. They might be setting up Randy versus KO at Mania because we haven't talked about Randy hasn't even popped back up yet. Randy, you know what I'm saying? And Randy need to come back anytime
No, I
now.
was gonna say that's what's gonna happen with him and KO. They gotta do that.
Yeah, they gotta set it up eventually. Do they do that at do they do Elimination Chamber in Toronto? You know what I'm saying? Because I would assume with being Canada that KO or Sammy is going to be on that card. So do they do that Elimination Chamber in Toronto or do they save that for Mania? That's going to be...
Hear me out. What if they do KO wins at Rumble, Randy wins Rumble? Because Randy is like John Cena needs to win his 16th.
Randy
is
win.
like 1 or 2 away, I think, also, or like he's trying to tie John. I can't remember what
he the 13 or 14 time champ.
I think he's 14.
I think he's 14. Yeah.
So he's like a couple away, and I know they're talking about getting him there as well, at least close to John. So what if they do something where KO wins the title, and somehow they make that match at Mania? I think it's a Mania-worthy match. Randy KO,
absolutely.
Mania-worthy match easily.
Absolutely. My only thing with that would be, as much as I love Randy, KO would have to win that match.
Oh yeah, 100%.
If they've given Randy, I'm still mad at them. I'm still mad at WrestleMania 33 where Bray Wyatt lost the title in 1 month. Still mad about that. And I'm still mad at Randy for beating The Fiend at WrestleMania 37. Both of those made no sense whatsoever. You know what I mean? KO would have to win that match. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. All right, man.
Are we picking our match of the month?
Nah, we do that next episode. Next week still January, so we'll do that next episode. But man, this has been a great episode, man. Mama Shango area, yo, we love you. Thank you
so much.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Hopefully,
yeah, you are. You are our first guest.
Our first guest. Hopefully, this ain't your last time joining us. Hopefully, we can get you on some future episodes for sure. Is there anything like you want to tell the people as far as like promotion wise? Anything that people should follow? Like you want to give them your social media handles? What you want to do? What you want to say to the people?
The floor is yours, sis.
Yeah. So Twitter, Instagram at Mama Shango. Give me a follow.
Hey, that's what's up. Will we ever see an in-ring return from Mama Shango?
I wish I could have one more match. I really want to. We'll see. My birthday is tomorrow, bro. I'm turning 39.
Hey.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Happy birthday, first and foremost.
Yeah,
happy
happy
birthday.
Happy
Thank
birthday,
you.
Mama Shango. If
Happy
you're worried about travel, there is a Virginia Championship Wrestling in the area. I'll be your manager. We'll walk you to the ring and stuff.
Yeah, just before the lockdown happened, I was going to this gym out your town doing some training there. But I'm in DC now. I know some schools up here, but I just haven't tried it yet.
Shaq, you're not gonna like what I'm about to say, but I'm so serious right now. I think it actually would be pretty dope. You know, if you was a manager, you know what your name should be.
Before you say anything, right? Like,
I'm so serious. I'm not.
Go ahead. Let's hear this.
I'm so serious, dog. I'm so serious. Even though I'm smiling from ear to ear, I'm so serious.
Go ahead with the disrespect. Go ahead.
It should be Shaquem. It should be. Think about it. I think Shaquem. First of all, you hate the name, so every time you go out there, you're gonna spew venomous hate because you hate yourself. So So that I mean, not hate yourself, but you know what I mean. Like you hate the name, so it's gonna channel inner hate. It's gonna make you even more of a
I'm
heel.
definitely being healed.
Yeah. So if you, it's you should just go back Shaquem.
You got a good idea, Steve. There you go.
I think it should be
Work
Shaquem.
hard.
Yeah, I think it
Mama
should.
Shango, managed by Shaquem. What's up?
Yeah. And then when people like you, you can go back to Shaq. You can use Shaq for the name when people like you. You know.
I'm with
See,
I'm
I'm
with it.
telling you, dog. I'm telling you. Just give me 20%. We good. We good. At 20%, we good. That's all
20.
I have.
Hey,
You got the other 80. You know, say 20%.
20. What about what Uncle Sam gonna take? 20.
Well, I mean, 10% gonna go to your guy, so I mean, so we good.
That's all right. See, oh, I thought the king was
Yeah.
right? Motherfucker.
All right, so this has been great. I
Yeah,
hope
that's been fun, yo.
it's been fun. I hope y'all enjoyed it, man. Be on the lookout for us. We on YouTube, we on Instagram, we on TikTok, we on Facebook, we on your social media platforms. In a few weeks, we're gonna be on Google Play and iTunes, so be on the lookout for that. We got some few more episodes. We got our Rumble episode coming up next week. We might be live Saturday for Saturday night's main event. But lock in with us. Make sure you like and subscribe and follow to the content. And as always, man, thank you for being with us. Until next time, keep watching wrestling and y'all have a blessed week, all right?
Y'all peace out.
Peace.